Hello everyone, Unretired here, and welcome to Albion Online, your MMORPG sandbox experience. And it is free to play on Steam. As of making of this video, I will most likely have about 69 to 70 hours played. So this is more on a new player experience, new player impression of the game. And I'll be doing this for other games as well, but let's just stick to Albion for the moment. So Albion, it is a PvE experience to a certain level, but it's mainly based on a PvP experience. You can totally solo if you want in this game, from my experience, to a very certain point. Once you get into certain PvP zones, if I press M here on the map, you can see that this is the Royal Continent. And when you start off, you'll have a little tutorial area. Sorry if I misspelled that or said it differently. Sorry. And this will be your first main city that you'll be in. And as you can see, it says Fort Sterling, and it is blue. Blue means safe. Okay. Oh, if you go here, and blue means safe. So you'll have like one. So there's no resources to gain here. A main city has your bank, your auction house, repair, a vendor, so you can portal up to other cities, which will cost you a fee to go there. Unless you're going completely naked, then it's completely free. That completely naked means you have no equipment, no mount, no nothing on you. It'll be free. But again, let's just start off with the zone. So every zone we will have a little number here, Roman numeral here. So 2, 3, you'll have 3, then 4, then you start getting into 5. As you can see, this is a yellow zone, which is it's a PvP zone if you flag yourself. Okay, you gotta be flagged. Then you go into red. Red is it's the bad zone. Like that's total PvP. Okay, it's just like black zone as well. If we go here, as you can see, it says, you see where there's a little black here, black skull. It says 4. This is the black zone. Okay, black zone. You die to another player, you're dead. You're dead. You'll spawn back to the city that you were signed off from, and you lose all your gear that you have on you. I know. If that's not something that that really tickles your fancy right off the bat, then I would say try off the PvE versions first. Stay in the safe zones, and like I said before, if you want a solo experience, definitely try the blue zones, and we can click here on the blue zone, and you'll be totally safe. Like let's go into a blue zone here, and I'll show you guys. So I'm going into Mace Knoll, and when you get out from a zone, you will have a blue bubble. Blue bubble doesn't last very long. It's 30 seconds. That means it's 30 seconds of not getting ganked, of not being attacked, of not getting any damage or being dismounted. Okay, so you got to take that in consideration if you want to do PvP. Okay, you want to dismount, press A, and when you're dismounting, your skills have to get back on, right? It'll take a couple of seconds before all your skills are on, and you can start attacking stuff like this. I'll explain this in a second. As some mobs you can gather if you have the tools on it, but since you just saw that, let's go take a look. This is the Destiny board. This is what I find the most interesting about the games, and from what you can do. As a new player, it's very daunting. You'll be like, what am I getting myself into? What do I want to do? So what I suggest when you start off is to do expeditions. Just go out in the blue zones, attack stuff, try new weapons, new gear. Okay. Whoops, I don't want to get attacked here by these mobs, so I'll just move on just a little bit. Okay. So you start off here, like everybody start off from the start. tutorial area and all that stuff. And let's say you go from Journeyman Adventure. So once you reach 9,000 fame points, these are fame points, okay? And you do get a daily book if you do certain activities, or you'll be able to get said points as well. And every time you gain a level, each time you go up a level, basically, you'll be enabled to put on better gear, which are capes, bags, better mounts. There's riding horses. There are oxes that are used more for transportation, which is if you're gathering stuff, then you'll be able to have more. And then you're going into your way better mounts that might have spells, but that doesn't happen until I think what is it, T5 T7, I think. Like these are T6 here. See, some of them have some of them will have spells like a large multi-shot, pierce through, battle mount gallop. So the more you play, obviously, the more fame points you get. The main goal is as a new player is to try to get as much as possible at the beginning through expeditions and PvE, because you don't want to go do PvP in really crappy gear. it's not gonna work out. And if you want to do expeditions, you need to grind out those points. Yes, I did say grind out those points. So you start off like Reaver, like Adept Reaver, then you go up and up, right? T5 expeditions. I'm at T7, and the higher one is T8. Now, if we look at the armor here, so let's just say I concentrated on more leather. So you'll get Journeyman Leather Armor Fighter first, and then you'll go to Leather Hood Fighter, jacket, and your shoes. Now, as you've noticed right here, I'm at 33 to 100. I think I have it all. Yeah, 33 to 100. And as you get level 1, you have different kinds of gear that you can put with different kinds of skills. So I'm not going to go through all the skills and whatnot. This is something that you really have to experience and try it for yourself. But the higher level you go with a certain kind of gear, the higher level of said gear you can put on. So as soon as you reach 10 out of 100, you can put on T5 gear. Same thing once you reach level 30, you can put on T6 gear. So my goal right now is to really trying to get the higher leather abilities. Right now, as you see here, it branches out to 4 other shoes. So we have the specialist. Let me go here like that. Here we have the specialist, combat specialist. Which one was that? No, mercenary, hunter, assassin, and artifact. Now, every one of these will give a bonus to what you're wearing. So for me, mercenary, I'm getting a 0.2 bonus to item power to all leather shoes, and I'm getting a 0.2 specialization bonus to item power for mercenary shoes. And it will be the same thing for every other shoe. So it really depends what you want to put on for the skills that you want. So, and you can min-max everything. You can put on leather, you can put on a plate shoes, you can put on a cloth helmet. It doesn't matter. Like the game is meant for you to play your way and your style. So it's the same thing for every other gear. When it comes to weaponry, I'll just give a quick example here. Let's say Journeyman Warrior, and you can go to Shield Fighter. Then you have your crossbow, which is pretty OP, by the way. Hammer, mace, axe, and sword. There's a lot of choices for you. Okay, so this is something you really have to look into and see what you want to do for yourself. You'll also have crafting. Okay, so you have all your crafting stuff here. Your tool crafting. Then you have your refinements. So this is you're gathering stuff. I highly suggest you don't sell the materials flat out. Just gather the materials, and then you can just refine the T1. T1 doesn't cost anything to refine, so you just refine it and you get more points. So I've been refining lots of leather because I'm concentrated more on leather. I am getting into Master Animal Skinner, which is getting harder in itself, but I'll explain that in just a second. This is your gathering right here, and you can gather your rocks, basically like limestone, rock quarries, a whole bunch of other stuff. Trees, skins, ores, which is mining basically. These are for cloth, and you have your fishing. Now, the further off you go into one profession, the higher you go. So let's say once you get to level 1, right here, the level 1 rewards, you're able to you have a T4 knife, and all the gear that you can have, which is called gathering gear. And the further off you go, the better it is. Now, the first few, like a T1, T2, T3, are really easy to get up. Once you get to T4, that's where the grind starts to come in and come into play. And then you got T5, T6, T7, and then T8. And let me tell you, the grind can take a long time. If you don't mind the grind, then that's fine. It's and it rhymes, right? At the same time. But I'll get into what will actually help you in a minute. And then you have what you would call on your player island, which is farming. And so you can be a harvester. You can harvest animals, seeds, which we can make herbs or food. And you can be a butcher as well. And you can be a butcher, you can cook, you can make potions. Here, so you can be an herbalist, crop farmer. You can even be an animal breeder. I was just trying out animal breeder and crop farmer as well. So let's just show you the player island just for fun. Now, the unfortunate part about the player island is that you need 30 days of premium to actually be able to get the player island. The player island is very cheap. So on the map here, the player island will look like this right here, island merchant. And when you click on it, you'll be able to get your own island if you have 30 days of premium, which is this year. Shout out to my friend, you know who you are, that provided a 30-day premium to myself to really boost my character. But yeah, so let's go visit the island, and you can upgrade your island as high as possible if you want, and that costs money, obviously. So this is your player island right here. This is my little hut, my little tent with a little chest. You can put materials and whatnot. We're just building a journeyman butcher here, and this is where I have my little baby chickens. And the way it works is that let's say I click on this and I put a baby chick before. So baby chicks need food, so you need to either buy the food from the auction house, which is 10 per animal. So that would be 90 pieces of food for the entire farm here, the entire farm. And then we can do what we call nurture. Now, you can nurture if you have focus points. So if you go here, you see here crafting focus. So these focus points are gained by having premium. So when you start off the game, once you do the tutorial area, they'll give you a free 3-day premium trial. So you use that 3-day premium to try to boost your character as much as possible. And if you keep premium afterwards, you're able to get the island, you're able to build a farm and whatnot. But if we press H on the keyboard, you'll be able to see you can you have the economy tab, your farming, military, and houses. Now, I put in a pasture so I can grow animals. So the animals, they grow up, they become adult chickens. Then if you keep feeding them every day, you'll actually get eggs, and the eggs are used for cooking. So you can use those eggs to put up your cooking, and then you'll be able to get more points into your destiny board. Now, if we go look at the destiny board here, yes, we do have the fame, but okay, this is a bad example. So what if I want to skip this area? What if I want to skip this? Then I'll have to use learning points. Now, once you reach a certain point, which is right here, you see this little bar here? Once you reach a certain amount of fame, you'll have a little notification that'll pop up like we saw earlier in the middle, that'll be able to skip the whole thing and do learn. Now I'm not gonna do it because I don't. This is super easy at the beginning, but once you reach, let's say, this area here, like a master animal skinner. Once I reach this here, I mean, if I don't want to grind it out, I'm gonna use learning points. I'm not. It's not. I'm not even gonna second guess myself. And when you get premium, you get more premium. You get more learning points every day, and you do your daily here, which is right there. You'll get a book, which is a tome, which will be able to put more points into the weapon of your choice. All right. Now, apart from Player Island and the PvE and the crafting and gathering experience, you have your PvP experience. Now, my PvP experience has been limited. I've started gathering into what we call the Black Zone, and it's, I don't want to say stressful, but you're looking at what you're doing constantly. You're constantly like wondering, oh my god, am I gonna get ganked every second? Because there are squads of gankers that are going everywhere to try to kill whoever they want, get the gathering gear, get all the materials that you've gathered and whatnot. So if PvP is really not your thing, you can stick to the blue zones and whatnot, and if you want to PvP, then totally do as a group. Now, there's guilds and alliances as well. As you can see, I am in this guild, and then you have your territories, counts, crests and all that, and then you have your alliance, which will show every guild that's in the alliance. If you want to do expeditions, you just need to click on these portals here in the cities, and you can do solo totally if you want, but I suggest doing it as a group, especially if you have some friends that are playing with you, which is a much better experience for yourself. Totally do that. I can do the T6 right now, if you have average of 700 item power, which I have 948, which is really not an issue for me. And then in the zones, you have what we call randomized. You have randomized dungeons, the randomized dungeons will appear. They'll kind of look like this, but they'll appear out of the ground, and they'll be blue. If there's torches on, that means it's no one's been in yet. It hasn't cleared the dungeon. And we also have what we call hell gates. Now, hell gates will, let's say on the map, will have a little orange circle. Okay, and the orange circle will enable you to go into the hell gate. Now, the hell gate can be 2-2, I believe 3-3, but I know you can do 2-2 and 5-5. So you go into as a group as, let's say, 2-2, and you beat, I think, if I remember correctly, there's 3 little bosses, and there's mobs. And most people try to do it as quickly as possible because it's a lot of fame very quickly, and then there's loot at the middle. What's special about it is that if you go into that hellgate, another team is able to go inside, and depending on the zone that you're doing it in, let's say if you're in the blue zone, you don't lose any gear, but if you're, let's say, in the yellow zone, you'll lose part, and if you're in black or red zone, then you totally lose everything, right? Except your cash. That's something I forgot to mention. Now, I know there's so much in the game, and I've been explaining, and talking about lots of things, but try it out for yourself. See if you like it or not. Join a guild that has an alliance. Do some PvP. Like, get out of your comfort zone, and maybe you'll enjoy it as much as I have. I mean, I'll be putting in a lot more hours, and I'll do some videos of the hellgates and whatnot, so you guys can see what it is. But as of now, I do recommend it, and yeah, do try it out. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.